Happy Tuesday, Oklahoma. Welcome to Around the Block. I'm Heather Holman.
And I'm Adria Goins.
And we hope you are having a lovely Tuesday so far. There was once a study, which we covered on this show about a year ago, that, pardon me, Americans think that Tuesday is the worst day of the week.
Really?
Because Monday, you got your adrenaline going. Everybody's back at work. They're trying to figure everything out. And then by Tuesday, then you're like, man, I still have the rest of the week to go.
Yeah. And then you're like, all of a sudden the lack of sleep hits you, or you know what I mean? Like you don't really get as settled in until you start to get your sleep back in a rhythm after the weekend.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
So.
But I love Tuesdays. I love every day.
Yeah.
And what I tell my kids is, don't ever wish your life away. Like,
No.
I wish it were Friday, or I wish it were Saturday, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because then you're just, it goes so fast that you are literally wishing your life away. If you live
I know.
like that.
My daughter is like, I wish I was old enough to do this and that. And I'm like, no, you don't. You just want to stay young, and that way you don't have all those responsibilities. So just enjoy it.
And then there's us, and we're like, I wish we could go back to our childhood
Yeah,
for
I know.
1 week.
Do as I say, not as I do.
No bills, nothing to do. Remember in the summer? It's the Oklahoma in me. Remember?
I sure do.
In the summertime, I'd be like, what do we do all day?
I know.
I mean, you can watch TV for a little bit, like cartoons in the morning. Then you go out and play, and then you play with your friends, and then you catch crawdads in the creek. It's like, what else? You know what I mean? It's like, I wish that we had those days now as adults. What am I going to do today?
Exactly.
Nothing? What?
You know what I used to do whenever I was a kid at home during the summer? Or my mom, she used to leave a list of chores on the kitchen table, because she knew sometimes I would get bored, and because back then you didn't have cell phones and all that kind of stuff. So she would leave a list of different chores, and then she'd say, I expect these to be done by the time I get home. And so I was thinking, man, I wish we didn't have any chores all summer. I'd rather be bored than have chores.
What kind of chores did you have to do?
Oh, just household stuff. Wash the dishes and do the laundry.
Yeah, I had all that stuff
vacuum and sweep and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I was basically just did all the housework for her during the summer.
She's like, I love summer break.
All right. I did everything besides, cook dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's funny because last summer I did that for my kids, and I said, okay, on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays, after you are done with your camps or whatever in the morning, I have a list of chores for you. And for my son, it included cleaning, which he said, don't put down cleaning the baseboards anymore on chores, because I'd make him do the baseboards.
That's great, honestly.
I would make him, clean the mirror in the bathroom and the bathtub and that kind of stuff. Anyways, I told them, I said, I'm going to do that again this summer. And they were like, no.
Did they cry? Cheer up.
They were like, do not do it. So far they've had camps and stuff that have lasted longer that they have. I haven't really gotten time for them to do those, but now that 4th of July is over with and some of those are done, they're going to be really upset whenever I have a list of chores coming.
That's funny you say that about what you could tell them is you don't have to do the baseboards. You can go over to Heather's house and do her baseboards.
There you go. Exactly.
Then come play with all my pets and it'll be a blast.
Then Griffin would be like, well, is she going to pay me?
Yes, son, and I'll pay you 25 cents an hour.
There you go.
No, but glad your kids are having fun. And it's already,
it's already
early
almost
July,
done.
but it really is, because then we start again in August. We have a little over a month left for kids out for summer break.
Isn't that wild? I feel like they just got out.
Because when we were kids again, 3 months is what we used to have, and they've somewhat shortened it a little bit over the years. But yeah, well, anyway, we don't want to wish our lives away and fast forward a month. So you guys enjoy this next 6 weeks you got left before school starts. And I'm going to have 2 juniors.
Oh my goodness.
A junior in high school and a junior in college.
I cannot believe that your oldest is already a junior in college.
I know. And my youngest is getting ready to go off to church camp, and she's as a junior. And I'm like, you only have 1 year left.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sad.
Do you remember when I cried the other day on the air about realizing that it was the last time I'd ever drop a child off at school?
Yeah.
It's those little things that hit me, But I'm a very sentimental person.
I'm the same way too. I know I'll be the same way. Like, I'm already stressing about, figuring out a car situation and all that. And it's like 2.5 years away. So it's like, don't worry about that just yet. But
yeah. And then when you do, they might hit a deer, and the following week their air conditioner might go out.
Oh, good Lord.
How do I know this? Oh, I don't know. Story of my life.
I don't want any of that, Heather. I don't want any of that.
We need to manifest good things. Good things.
Exactly.
All right.
Summer's been fun though for my kids. What about for yours? Has it been fun besides the deer and the AC?
Yeah. We had a little family vacation down in Broken Bow, boating and tubing and zip lining and horseback riding. I mean, yes, a lot of fun. Yeah. And then they're getting ready to go see their dad in Las Vegas is where he lives. And so they always enjoy doing that. Church camps coming up. So yeah, Briar, my oldest, works too. So she's very busy, and she's getting ready to start an internship on top of working and on top of school.
She's busy.
Yeah, she is. She's super busy, but
that's fun though.
But yeah, they're having a great time.
Good.
So over the weekend, well, what night was the 4th of July?
Saturday.
Saturday. It all runs together because we ended up celebrating on the 5th. Storms rolled in. And obviously Norman and more, we've told you about, were very hard hit. But in Norman now, crews are starting to be able to clean up. And the good thing is this is still terrible for these people, 2,000 people are still without power.
Yeah.
But it's down from 10,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
So, so much damage here.
Monday. Yeah.
Yeah. And it is so hot to be without an air conditioner on Saturday. My air conditioner couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
So I literally went outside and hosed it down, and that didn't help much.
Yeah.
But anyway, just very, very hot. We definitely need these people to get their AC back, and OG&E is working as hard as they can, as fast as they can to do that too.
Yeah. And the city of Norman is also, they're figuring out ways to, they've done this assessment on where the damages were and all of that. They completed that yesterday. And now they have said by the end of the week, hopefully they'll have a plan in place to get rid of all of your debris. So they say that they want you to put it by the curb, 5 feet from the curb or the edge of the road, 8 to 12 foot pieces and stacked in piles. Mm-hmm. And they will get you a plan in place and let you know when they're going to come pick up that debris. So
yes. So that's in the works. That's great. And also fireworks had to be canceled in Norman. Mm-hmm. And so they have rescheduled them for this Friday. The 4th Fest fireworks show will now be held Friday night at Reeves Park at 9:45 in the PM. So if you didn't go to any other surrounding towns to see their fireworks displays, Normanites, it's this Friday at 9:45 p.m.
And if you want to celebrate the fact that you have had a long week and you have worked so hard to recover from those storms, cap it off with some fireworks that you probably missed on Saturday.
Go. Yeah. And my parents live in Edmond. They lost 2 large limbs on their tree.
Oh, wow.
Too. So, yeah, it's very widespread. But, of course, Norman was one of the hardest hit.
Yeah.
All right. When we come back, we're going to talk about how our regional food bank, why we're number 2 in the nation, but that's a good thing. And then also an HVAC giveaway. Super cool thing that one local company is doing. That's next. Welcome back to Around the Block. All right, so we are talking about the Oklahoma Regional Food Bank. It is such a great resource for so many families, and they've been hit especially hard this year because there's been changes to the SNAP programs, so more people need food. The state declined a federally funded summer food program in 2026, so the demand has been increasing, but they have been able to keep up. What this means is we are second in the nation for the most meals provided to hungry Oklahomans, and 740,000 meals were actually provided, and also after school programs and before school programs, all of the I can't remember what they call it, but you're able
grab and go
foods. Yes. So they've been just providing so much. We're second in the nation, which is a good and bad thing. We don't want to be that high, but at least we have a wonderful food bank and so many volunteers to keep it running too.
Oh yeah. We have a great food bank, and I like the fact that they're taking advantage of certain resources, given the fact that we don't have some of that federal funding that they did rely on for so many years. So, it's a good thing. That I hate that so many of us need food during the summer months, though. That's heartbreaking to me.
It really is. It's 740,000, a lot of folks. And that's not all of Oklahoma. That's part of Oklahoma. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great thing that they're doing, though. It must be rewarding, too, to work there, to be able to know that you're helping people.
Yeah, to know that you're keeping them fed and full-bellied. Yeah, definitely.
Especially kids.
Yes.
There's a great company. They saw one of our stories one time of how this woman's HVAC unit was stolen. So they raced in to help her out And then that gave them an idea. Owens Comfort Solution for 1 month chose a weekly winner for a whole new HVAC system. And if you know how much these things cost, they ain't
so
cheap.
expensive.
I know. And so just very, very generous. Again, Owens Comfort Solution. So they did choose the latest recipient for their HVAC unit. And she's super happy. Here she is here. She's been living for 6 weeks without air conditioning in this summer heat. They told her it was going to be an $8,000 fix, a different company. And, not very many people have $8,000 just lying around. So they started her install this morning, and that's just awesome that she was, they're helping Oklahomans in need.
And we interviewed her, and she was just very tearful because she was like, $8,000 was just not something that was doable for me.
Yeah.
And she was hugging on the folks with Owen Comfort Solutions and just telling them how much she appreciated them, though. But she was nominated by several people. So
yes. And that's how they did it. You had to nominate someone. Her name was Christine Allen. But now what the company is doing, they now want to give away a free hot water tank, and you can nominate someone for that. Just go to KFOR.com for more information.
Oh, well, there you go. Perfect.
When we come back, we're talking about Enid's Shark Bridge. It literally eats semi-trucks. We'll talk about what they're doing now. Coming up.
All right, welcome back to Around the Block. We were talking about this earlier. Enid's Shark Bridge.
Chomp, chomp. It's what's funny about this bridge is they painted a shark face on it. It's been around. That shark face has been around for decades. Because
and it was supposed to deter people from going underneath it that can't. I mean, look at that.
Woo! Caught on camera. Yeah.
So they're trying. They said, okay, basically replacing it was just not an option because it was like a 7-figure, estimate to get it fixed, right? Mm-hmm. First of all, let me ask you a question. Do these drivers not have like a map of where they can and cannot fit for their
A lot
height?
of them do not, surprisingly.
Oh, you're kidding.
Nope. And so what they have to look at the sign to see how tall the bridge is. That says 11.4. Most semis are at least 13 feet.
Yeah.
So the ones who are unfamiliar with town, let's say the highway's closed. A lot of times, I-35 will be closed, so they'll have to take detours. There are no maps for a lot of them, and they just have to look at the signs at nighttime even. But if I were a semi driver, I'd be driving under that bridge going, oh, look at the cute shark.
Right.
Yes. It's like, so now they're putting in this new system.
Yeah, they're putting in a new system because they tried with the shark look. They tried that. They tried flashing signs, but apparently it's installing these new sensors that will work like red flashing lights and a loud horn to alert drivers when they are over the height.
At first when I heard that, I was like, if you live surrounding this area, are you going to appreciate that?
No.
But then I thought it would probably be kind of funny. You'd be like, oh, someone's getting
Let's
too
go
close
outside and watch.
Listen for the
take our video camera so we can get video of that. Yeah. The city was like, we tried all these methods to deter people from going through there. It didn't work. So now this is their other option. And I'm interested to see if it works, if it's successful or not, because the shark face and a couple other things hasn't worked so far.
No.
So,
but I think it's great that they're still trying because it's not the city's fault. If the truck driver runs into that is their obligation. So it's great that the city is still attempting to try to save, these trucks down the line.
Is this bridge a train bridge?
I believe so. Looks like one. I've always thought it was one.
That's kind of what I figured.
Yeah.
Because, then you have to let the train companies know or the railroad companies know we're going to have to shut down for quite some time to fix it, which would be another hassle.
Can we go back to that video real fast and look at it again? I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure it's train.
Because I don't think it's a pedestrian or I don't think it's a motor bridge.
Yeah, that looks like a train bridge. See, it's metal.
That one kills me.
Can you imagine being the driver?
Oh my gosh. I would instantly be saying, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose my job. Oh my gosh.
So many different trucks, Penske, Oreo. But yeah, that does look like, that looks like a train bridge.
Sheared the top off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Interesting. All right. So this next story I may have to have your help with because I know that you talked to the reporter that did this and you have a good explanation of this. this, but apparently doctors in Oklahoma, they are doing some studies to try to figure out how to fight MS, which, as we know, is a chronic autoimmune disease and impacts the central nervous system. So at OMRF, they are working with rats they gave these rats MS, correct?
Yes.
And then they're using a keto diet in order to try to see how these rats react to it, correct?
Yes.
So explain what happens after that.
Okay, so when humans are on the keto diet, it creates the bacteria in our gut, which is a beneficial bacteria, creates these compounds. So what they're doing is taking those beneficial compounds and putting them into liquid form, giving them to the rats to see if they reduce inflammation. Because with MS, you have a lot of optic nerve pain.
Mm-hmm.
So their hope is, and what they're seeing so far, is that it is reducing inflammation. And so long term down the line, they would like to develop this into some type of human compound substance, whether that be a liquid that we drink or whether it be, pills, who knows. But they are seeing good things right now.
So far, it's been pretty effective.
Yeah, and it's still under, the research is still ongoing as to whether or not this can actually cure or just help MS. So that's on down the line, but they're working on it right now. And the hope is that what they're learning someday could also help humans.
Yeah, and they've been given a nearly $500,000 grant, essentially, to use to work with this, to find these studies and figure out if they work. I've taken the keto diet, and thought it was very successful. However, it did increase, my cholesterol levels because of all of the bacon and fats that I was consuming. But it was very effective at helping me lose weight, and especially in like stubborn areas, my hips and stuff like that. But so if it's effective, it works.
Oh, it works for so many different people, and doctors recommend it just to reduce inflammation anyway.
Yeah.
So because carbs increase inflammation, depending on the kind that you eat.
Carbs are so good.
I know, they're so good. But even fructose from fruit is a carb, and so on keto you can't. So it's a trade-off, because it's like, do you want to get rid of, if you do not want to eat the minerals and vitamins that we need, in order to not have that sugar in your system. But anyway, they are finding good things
from this research.
And the goal is to help reduce the optic nerve pain that MS patients feel by reducing inflammation. So
yeah, I'm interested to see how this plays out. We got to do a follow-up story to find out how effective it was, because once they take that from the mice or the rats, then they're going to give it back to them in that compound form, correct? And
yes, that's what they're doing right now.
Oh, that's what they're doing now.
Yes.
Okay. I'm interested to see how it plays out.
Me too.
They are doing some fascinating research over there, by the way.
They're always busy, always doing something, whether it be lupus research, there's always something that they're working on. It truly is fascinating, and it's great that we have so many wonderful researchers in Oklahoma too.
Yeah. I'm sure you've heard about the update of the sweet little elephant that we had just recently had at the Oklahoma City Zoo. We just showed this baby off a couple of weeks ago. It was supposed to come in September, but she came so early. She came late June. We have an update on her. I mean, look how adorable she is. She is the newest elephant calf, and she's hit some milestones. She was born June 26th. She now weighs a little more than 260 pounds. Can you believe that little bit of baby is 260 pounds?
Look at her play too in the water. That's so cute.
She did learn to swim. That was one of her milestones. She learned to swim. She also making quite an impression on everyone at the zoo. She's hanging out with the herd, which is good. She's also playing with the other elephant calf that's about a year old that's now in that herd. So she's making all of these milestones.
Yeah.
Which is good, encouraging, especially since they said that when she was born, she's doing okay, but they were a little concerned because it was so early.
Did you see her blowing bubbles in the water just then?
No.
She put her little trunk down in the water, went, and all these bubbles came up. Let's see if we can see it again. It's so cute.
So cute.
But also look at the fur on that mama's tail right there. I didn't realize they had fur at the tips of their tail.
I didn't either.
Until just now.
I did not realize that either. They're so cute. Oh my goodness. Nope, that's mama blowing.
Yeah. As soon as she gets in the water, she sticks her little trunk down there. It's so cute. But Xerxes is a year old, and Xerxes right here. It might be the next time. Anyway, Xerxes is super excited to have a playmate.
Yes.
And
a little buddy.
Yes. And so what is her name? Does
They
she
don't have a name yet.
Okay.
She doesn't have a name yet.
Okay. Cute.
Yeah, still working on that. All right, when we come back, we'll talk about our bizarre holidays of the day. So I'm a little tired this morning because I stayed up late to watch the soccer game, which I was so sad.
Yeah, that's a bummer. Such a bummer.
I know. I was just so proud of them all World Cup long. They did an amazing job. And from kickoff last night, you could tell they're not feeling it. They were just either nervous or anxious or just all in their feels and were not playing well at all.
That third goal, too, was shocking by Belgium.
That was awful.
When our goalie ran out.
Yeah, I mean, it was like they were doing stuff they would never do throughout the entire season, and it just didn't make sense. So I was bummed. But you know what?
It's a new day.
They have encouraged a lot of people to pay attention to World Cup soccer in the future.
That's right.
That's the good news.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about today's bizarre holidays. Today is National Day of Rock and Roll.
Yeah, baby. National Dive Bar Day.
Okay. National Macaroni Day.
Strawberry Sundae Day.
Tell the Truth Day.
That should be every day.
That's right. I mean,
our other days, Tell a Lie Day.
Yeah, right.
And World Chocolate Day. All right.
I can get into that that holiday for sure. Well, thank you guys for joining us today, and we will see you back here tomorrow.
Bye-bye.